All gameplay footage in this video was captured on a Ninja Inferno provided by Atomos, capturing gameplay and video footage at 4K resolution in 10-bit, up to 60 frames per second, and in HDR. For more information, visit atomos.com. When Forza Horizon 3 was launched, I asked you how you decided on Australia, and you mentioned that it was on a short list that you and your team narrowed down. Was England on that short list from way back during Horizon 3's development?
So really interesting question. Let me just pick you up on one thing, where it's Britain that the game's set in, it's not just England.
Okay, yeah.
And I totally appreciate that the nuances of how we name countries over here are sometimes lost on people. But yeah, we're saying Britain because there's bits of England, there's bits of Scotland, there's bits of Wales as well. Yeah, your question is really insightful. Because no, it wasn't on the short list. The final 3 for Forza Horizon 3. That's not like suspicious in any way though. It's just whenever we start looking at a project, there are different lenses that we look at location through. That said, when we ran the process this time, we were still looking for a really beautiful place. We're still looking for a really varied and diverse location. We're looking for somewhere with great roads. And it's true that Britain has been pitched multiple times before. I think we've always been kind of distracted by exotic foreign places like Australia, like the south of France. The guys who came and pitched Britain right at the start of this project this time did a brilliant job. And in doing so, they kind of made me almost reappraise the country that I live in, the country that I grew up in. That's true of most of the team over at Playground, and they made us think about, well, hey, this country we live in is amazing. Like it has such beauty, such natural beauty. It has such history, which is something that not all countries can say. And they did a great job of pitching all the different locations, from Scotland, which is where I'm from and know all about, down through the Lake District, the Yorkshire Moors, the valleys of Wales, the rolling hills of the Cotswolds. There's lots and lots of beauty and history to be had in Britain. But here's the clincher, I guess. I think if you had said, hey, you're going to do Britain and it's going to be an endless summer like Horizon games always traditionally have been, I don't think we'd have signed up for that. But at the same time, there was a group of people in the studio conducting an R&D sort of tech experiment about how we could do dynamic seasons in an open world game. Something that I've wanted to do for a long time, but has just never been possible. And they came back and said, I think we've found the way. I think we've found the way that we can do this, execute dynamic seasons. And suddenly, we've got Britain, an incredibly seasonal country, and we've got the ability to do seasons, and they went together. And it's totally fair to say, we would not have done Britain if we weren't doing seasons. And once we were doing seasons, we couldn't not do Britain. So that's how it came about in this project.
Many fans speculated that Horizon 4's location would be Japan. Was Japan ever a major consideration for Horizon 4? Did it make that short list?
And yeah, I'm very aware of the fact that a lot of people out there, thought it was going to be Japan. And Japan's a beautiful country, and it's a really cool country with it's got lots of automotive, culture and history. But no, it was never really in the running for this game, and I don't really know where that rumor came from. But we did see in the studio a lot of people starting to believe it as fact, which is a thing I would warn people about the internet if I had the chance.
What was a key goal for you and your team to make Horizon 4 different from Horizon 3? For example, there's usually one key differentiator between each of the games that separate them from their predecessor. For Horizon 2, it was the location, and with Horizon 3, it was making the player in charge of the Horizon Festival. What is that key aspect for Horizon 4 that makes it different from Horizon 3?
So obviously we're in Britain and we have dynamic seasons. That's a big thing. That concept plays into the answer to your question. What we're saying this time is that this is your opportunity to live the Horizon life. What does that mean? So think about previous Horizon games you've played. they've always been like going on your dream holiday, dream vacation, right? Like you go to this music festival, this car festival, it's always summer, like always summer, you know, and it's kind of like this incredible vacation that you go on. We started thinking about, what if I was actually going to Horizon to live? You know, what if that was a thing I could do? I could go to this amazing festival of cars and music and live there forever. What would I do? Where would I live? You know, and it starts to open up all these questions about, well, I'm going to need a house because I can't sleep in my car. I'm going to need a job. You know, I'm going to need clothes, right? All of these things start to present a very different Horizon game from the one you played in Horizon 3. I think that's what we got really excited about. The other aspect of it is, what if I was doing it in the same world at the same time as every other member of the Horizon community? And this is a shared world game. As we showed you on stage yesterday, this is a game where when you play, the drivers you see are other real drivers, other real members of the Horizon community. That is a huge change from what we've done previously in Horizon 3 and 2 and so on. It's all about living in this world together. It's about cooperating with people you meet, you know, playing in co-op, playing in Forzathon live world events that you saw yesterday on stage, and showing off your Horizon life while they're living their Horizon life. So that's the huge change from last time.
Now I'm going to ask you some questions from the official Forza Motorsport forum page. Forum user Mantio Max asked, will the storefront return?
Yeah, absolutely. The storefront was something we were delighted with in the last game, and it returns in this one. One of the really cool things that it will include this time is one of the new features. You're going to be able to use the route creator this time to create your own circuits and point-to-points, and you can share them with the community as well, and they will appear in your storefront as well.
Forum user Dead Zeppelin asked, could there be an introduction to drag zones, like drag racing from stoplight to stoplight, similar to the way that you have speed zones and drift zones in Horizon 3?
So yeah, I understand what he's getting at. We have, I think, plussed up how we treat drag in the game. Not in exactly the way that he suggests, but now you'll be able to do both drag racing against other players and also drag racing against drivatars at various drag strips around the world. There's one in the Horizon Festival itself, which we hope was going to be a real hub for people to go and test out their cars when they come out of the auto show. And it's also going to be one of the threads in our campaign, so you're going to be able to progress your campaign by going and doing drag racing all around the world.
Forum user The Last Flight asked, in Horizon 3, higher status tuners and painters had the ability to put significantly higher buyout prices on cars in the auction house. This has caused complaints about legend painters controlling the rare car market with exorbitant prices. Will this be changed in Horizon 4's auction house?
So I guess there's a couple of things to say to answer that question. One is the reason that we allow legendary painters and tuners to set prices higher than the price limit is because we want to reward those people for the work they do within the community and the content they create for others. I think that's a really important thing, that we celebrate what those people do. The second point is we should look at the balance of that extended limit, and that's something that we'll do over the summer. So will it still be there? Yeah, it will. Will it be exactly the same? I think if there's imbalances in the economy resulting from it, that's something we'll look at.
Now we're going to move on to questions from the /R Forza Reddit page. Reddit user Kaitamijun asks, will we finally be able to customize exhaust and adjust wheel offset and/or track width?
Unfortunately, the answer to that is no.
Reddit user Coconut Dust asks, will we see a variety of narrower, more dangerous roads, like challenging B roads, for example?
I'm delighted to say the answer to that is yes. A lot of that comes from our location. You know, the location kind of dictates the kind of roads that we have. And if you're familiar with Britain, you'll know that there are There are many B roads, there are many switchbacks. This is probably the most mountainous, like vertical world we've ever built, which I know a lot of your community are going to be delighted to hear, and even more delighted to explore when the game comes out. One of the things I've found that's really different about this world, and again it comes just from the location, is Britain has lots of kind of narrow country roads which are bounded on both sides by tall hedges. It being Horizon, you can smash through those hedges, that's okay, but the experience of driving down one of those narrow roads, you know, with basically hedge walls on both sides, is one I haven't had in Horizon before, just simply because we haven't been in that kind of environment, and I think it's a really cool addition to the game.
Reddit user Wasalisco asked, will we get customizable driver gear?
Yeah, we absolutely will. This is a big thing we're talking about this week in connection with living the Horizon life. So this is this new idea within the game that you're not just going to Horizon for a holiday, you're going to Horizon to live forever. And suddenly when you do that, you think, well, I'm going to need a change of clothes. So we've introduced a character customization suite on top of the selectable characters we had last time. You're going to be able to choose from a really wide range of clothing options. You can mix and match, you can choose accessories, you can even choose emotes that you're going to use at the start of races or when you win, and you're really going to be able to personalize your character, and that's the character that other people in the community will see at the start of races or when they see you driving your car. So there's a lot of customization to be had there.
Thanks for answering our questions, Ralph. We look forward to playing more Horizon 4 in the future.
No problem at all, buddy.
We want to thank all the members of the Forza Motorsport community from the Forza Motorsport forums and from the /r Forza Reddit page. We couldn't have done this without you. Thanks for your questions and for your voting. We look forward to doing this with you again next year. If you like this video and want to see more of our E3 2018 racing game coverage, please subscribe to our channel. And remember to hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button so you know exactly when a new video goes live.